Crack. You split through your egg on the frozen seafloor. Your father hovers above you, skeletal. After 6 months without food. He fought off every crab and amphipod that tried to eat you. Now you're hatched, and he turns away without a word. His job is done. Yours is just beginning. You're 9 millimeters long. Translucent as glass. And something's already moving between your siblings. An amphipod, all hooked claws and bulging eyes, tears through your brother's body like wet paper. It gulps down the pieces and snaps its head toward you. You don't think. You just swim. Your tiny tail kicks frantically as the amphipod lunges. You slip behind a rock. The amphipod's shadow passes over you, then moves on to easier prey. You're alive. But now you're alone, starving, and you have no idea how to hunt. Most icefish never make it past the larval stage. But the way you're going to die is something evolution never saw coming. Hunger is eating you from the inside. You haven't caught anything in 3 days because you're terrible at this. A krill drifts past your only food, and you lunge. Your jaws snap on empty water. The krill exploded away before you even got close. You try. Again with another krill. Again. Mississippi. Then you spot one that's injured, swimming in circles with a damaged leg. This is your chance. You drift closer, slow and careful. You wait for the perfect moment. You strike. Got it. The krill thrashes as you swallow it whole. But 4 seconds later, the water pressure changes. Something massive is rising from below. You look down and see nothing but black, until an eye opens. An eye bigger than your entire body. A Weddell seal, 400 kilograms of pure muscle, has been watching you from the darkness. Its mouth cracks open, and you see teeth. The seal inhales, and the suction is immediate. Water rushes past you, dragging you toward that opening cavern. 3 of your siblings shoot past, straight into the seal's mouth. You kick sideways with everything you've got. You miss death by millimeters. The seal descends back into darkness, and you're left shaking in the current, your heart hammering at its maximum 15 beats per minute. Weeks pass as you drift through open water, learning to hunt, learning to hide. You're 2 centimeters now, but something's very wrong with you. Every other fish you see has red blood pumping through their veins. You look at yourself and see only clear fluid moving through vessels that are way too big. Your heart is massive, taking up space where other organs should be. And right now, in the middle of a hunt, you feel it failing. You're chasing a krill when your chest tightens. Your oversized heart is struggling to keep up. And your muscles are screaming for oxygen, but your clear blood can't deliver. You stop swimming and just float, gasping. That's when you see it rising again, the same seal from before, and it just spotted a fish that stopped moving. Your heart is maxed out. Your muscles won't respond. The seal is closing in 3 meters away. 2 meters. Close enough to see its whiskers. Spreading wide to track your movement. A Gentoo penguin rockets through the water at full speed and slams into the seal's side. The seal twists, snapping at this new threat. The penguin banks hard and escapes. The seal chases it for 5 seconds before giving up. You float there, trembling, and the truth hits you. Normal fish use blood to carry oxygen inside their bodies. You don't. You pull oxygen straight from the icy water through your skin and let it dissolve into your clear blood. It works, but only in freezing water, and only if your heart pumps like crazy to keep it moving. For months, you feed yourself on small krills while managing your heartbeat and surviving. But what's coming next, you might not get lucky. Skip forward 3 months. You're 6 centimeters long, hunting krill in the water column. When you feel it, a deep vibration. Something enormous is moving above. You look up and see the entire sky shifting. A section of the ice shelf, a piece larger than a city, is cracking away from the main sheet. The iceberg tilts, and millions of tons of ice begin there. Plunge into the ocean. The impact hits like an underwater explosion. A pressure wave slams into you, and suddenly, you're tumbling through chaos. Fish are spinning in every direction. The water is full of debris, ice chunks, sediment, and confused prey. A juvenile toothfish pops in front of you, its body 2 meters long and jaws full of broken glass teeth. It's as disoriented as you are, but its instincts kick in faster. It spots you and lunges. You dodge left, and the toothfish's teeth miss your head by centimeters. But the pressure wave hits again, a secondary shock from the iceberg settling, and you're thrown sideways directly into the toothfish's path. You see its mouth opening, coming straight at you. An ice chunk the size of a car slams into the toothfish's side. The impact crushes it against a rock formation, and blood explodes into the water. The toothfish thrashes once, then goes still. You're frozen in place, watching this creature that almost killed you die right in front of you. The water is full of blood now, and that brings more predators. You see shadows circling above seals, attracted by the chaos. You don't wait to see what happens next. You dive toward the seafloor and wedge yourself into the first crack you find. The vibrations continue for hours as the iceberg settles. Fish drift past your hiding spot, some alive, some dead, all confused. When the water finally calms, you emerge to find the landscape completely changed. Rocks have shifted, and you feed yourself on the dead fish and creatures to survive for months. For months pass, and the light is dying. Antarctic winter brings total darkness for the next 4 months, and your body knows what's coming. It's going to be an interesting and scary chapter of your life. Your metabolism crashes. Your heart rate drops from 15 beats per minute to just 6. You're not dying, this is survival mode. Shutting down everything non-essential to make it through the months when food disappears. You find a crevice in the rocks and squeeze inside. Your blood floods with antifreeze that stop ice crystals from forming in your tissue. Without them, you'd freeze solid from the inside. The darkness is complete. You lose track of time. Days blur into weeks. Then something moves outside. A massive shape sliding past your crevice, probing cracks with its snout. The same toothfish species that almost killed you during the iceberg collapse. It stops at your crack. You feel its body there, blocking the entrance. Your heart is beating so slowly, you're barely circulating blood. If it finds you, you can't fight. You can't run. You can only wait. The toothfish probes the entrance twice. Then it moves on. You stay frozen in your crevice for another week before you're certain it's gone. When spring returns and light filters back through the ice, you're skeletal. You've lost 15% of your body weight. Most of your generation didn't survive winter. But you did. Barely. You emerge from the long sleep desperate for food. Your body is consuming itself. You spot movement near the rocks. Another icefish, smaller than you. You've never considered this before. But hunger is making decisions now. The smaller icefish catches a krill and stops to swallow it. That's your window. You strike from behind, your jaws clamping down on its tail. The smaller icefish spins and bites back, its teeth tearing into your side. You're locked together now, both bleeding, both fighting. But your jaws are bigger. It convulses 3 times, then goes still. You swallow it piece by piece, your own species. Because winter left you no choice. You are bleeding. But you're full for the first time in months. You just became the thing you've been running from. Your entire life. A year of hunting and hiding brings you to 25 centimeters. That's when you hear it. A deep crack above. You look up and see the ice shelf splitting. Breaking away, and it's falling. The ice slab crashes down, and it's sinking fast. You try to swim toward open water, but the current drags you sideways. The slab hits the seafloor and pins you underneath it. Your heart hammers really fast. You force yourself to calm down and search for gaps. You find a crack in the ice. It's barely wider than your body. You push your head through and immediately get stuck. You can't move forward or backward. The ice shifts. If it closes this gap, you're dead. You exhale completely and push with everything you have. Your scales tear against the rocks. Your gills scrape against ice. Then suddenly you're through. You drift there, bleeding from a dozen wounds, as the ice seals the pocket completely behind you. 1 minute slower, and you'd still be in there. But you somehow survived and spent the next few months hunting fellow small icefish and krills to survive. But then something happens that you could never have expected. 6 months later, you're 30 centimeters, hunting on the seafloor when blood hits the water. Something big just died above. You look up and see a dead seal pup sinking, killed by a leopard seal, and escaped before being eaten. You know you should leave. But you haven't eaten in 2 weeks. You start swimming toward it. You're not alone. 2 adult toothfish rise from the depths. 3 more icefish approach from the sides. Everyone wants that pup. You reach it first. You tear into the soft flesh while watching for threats. The first toothfish arrives and lunges at you. You dodge and keep feeding. The second toothfish attacks the first. They're fighting each other, fighting you, blood from 3 different species clouding the water. That's when the leopard seal returns. It explodes into the feeding frenzy, jaws wide. It catches one of the toothfish and shakes it so violently that the fish breaks in half. Every fish scatters. You dive for the seafloor. You wedge yourself under a rock overhang, your stomach half full, bleeding from 5 new places. You just survived a feeding frenzy. But you're starting to realize survival might not be worth the cost. 6 more months brings you to 35 centimeters. You've claimed territory on the seafloor, capturing every small icefish and surviving. But something's wrong with the ocean. The temperature has climbed. Your heart is beating fast, trying to compensate, but it's not enough. You're collapsed on the rocks, gills pumping frantically. When you see movement, another icefish drifts above you. It's dead, killed by the warm water. You're looking at your future. That's when you feel the familiar pressure change. You know what it is before you look. The scarred seal. The same one that's hunted these waters since you were born. It's descending from above. And this time you can't run. Your heart is already maxed out from the warm water. Your muscles barely respond. The seal circles once. It recognizes you too, the fish that's escaped it a dozen times. Not today. It lunges. You're too slow. The seal's jaws close around your midsection, and you feel crushing pressure. Then nothing. Your oversized heart beats twice more, pumping clear blood into warming Antarctic water. Then it stops. After 3 years surviving Earth's harshest ocean, you die because the water got warmer, and your body couldn't adapt. The seal didn't kill you. Climate change did. The seal just finished the job. You survived everything Antarctica threw at you, except the one thing evolution never prepared you for. And there's an animal out there facing something even worse. Watch that story next.